Now, JSW Energy is the next company we're going to focus on. It's acquired KSK Mahanadi Power under insolvency process. The total bid amount is about 15,985 crores. We have Mr. Sharad Mahendra, Joint MD and CEO of the company, to take some questions. Thank you, sir, for joining us. You plan to reach 20 gigawatt generation capacity by 2030 with this acquisition. Where do you reach? You have mentioned that thermal generation capacity also increases to 7.5 gigawatts.
See, as we have said earlier, you rightly said that 20 gigawatt by 30. But then with the change in environment which we observed, the demand growth, the opportunities, return accretive opportunities which started coming in last 1 year, we started our entry into the bidding space in renewable energy. And with the acquisition of this KSK Power, for which we have received the LOI, and the process is now, it's a IBC route, so NCLT will take its own course. We don't expect too much of time. With this total capacity of 3.6 gigawatt KSK capacity, out of which 50% is operational, our overall logged-in capacity reaches to 28.2 gigawatt with this. 3.6, out of which 1.8 gigawatt is operational in case of KSK.
Okay, got that, sir. So how much do lenders get back? We understand that your bid is around 16,000 crore rupees and total dues after the payment done in August by KSK stand at around 26,000 crores.
See, we will be right now, we are staying away from the numbers because we have just received the LOI and ultimately the decision has to come from the NCLT, the final approval. But the COC has approved our offer and that is how we have received the LOI, and then it is being now sent to NCLT. But yes, in terms of the whatever the bid they have amount they have been able to get through the bidding process, but there have been other cash surplus which was there in the company, because this has been a very high quality operating asset generating good EBITDA, good revenue, everything, because the 1800 megawatt operational capacity, which is almost 98%, is tied up with the states of Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Chhattisgarh and the majority in long term and some is medium term capacities. So it has been a going concern operating very, very well. So those numbers we'll be talking once the process gets completed, and we definitely will be making when we are making the payment. But from our side is the number what you have said is around that only.
All right, so the street clearly likes this acquisition that you have done, but I wanted some analysis from you. Build versus acquire. Can you compare the cost, especially for this kind of a bid like which you have made for KSK?
The thing is, we have to remember this 1800 megawatt operational portfolio, the value for which for what the value has been given, and then balance 1800 megawatt is to be built to take this to 3600 megawatt. Then just to tell you that this is a configuration of 6 into 600 megawatt units, out of which 3 are fully operational and running very well. Fourth unit, more than 40% of the work is already completed, which is an added advantage. And also for entire 3600 megawatt, the balance of plant is fully ready. And also the water evacuation, the transmission line for power evacuation, which are two very important aspects of the business, are fully ready for the entire 3600 megawatt capacity. This will give us two advantages. One, the completion cost of 3600 megawatt will be significantly lower. Whatever capex we will be doing for to take this to 3600 megawatt will be very, very significantly lower than building any new plant of this size. And second is that all the approvals in place, everything in place, balance of plant, everything. So this is going to, the timelines also will be much faster. A standard thermal plant, if someone has to build, we all know that it is maybe a 5-year project. So this will be definitely lower than this time period also. So these are two key advantages also, and a very, very high quality asset close to the coal mines, which means that whenever we are going for the capacity expansion, when happens, and the power purchase agreements which the states are now looking for thermal power, seeing the demand growth and especially the evening peak supply challenges coming in, which is going to increase only. In merit order dispatch also, this will be a very, very cost effective power supply for any of the buyer. So those are the advantages which we clearly see in tying up the balance capacity also.
Okay, sir, give us some more insights with regard to funding of the project.
See, this is a bit early to exactly tell because it depends on how much time it takes for NCLT to complete the process. So we have made plans accordingly, depending on what is the timeline we'll be deciding. But yes, this will be a mix of internal accruals plus we'll be raising the debt is how we have planned.
Also, recently there was news of CERC not adopting proposed tariff of BESS projects, which were won by you from SECI. Do you plan to take this forward, and what's the reason for CERC cancelling it? Because the bid was won fair and square, right?
We have to remember and recall that when this bidding happened, there were many big participants which were there, including the PSU, large PSU and other companies. And there was a reverse bidding, competitive bidding, wherein we took a calculated call and we were the lowest, significantly lower at L1 when we were awarded. And that was only that enabled us to reach that level at that time only because of our efficiency in building a greenfield project, low cost. So that helped us. But yes, it is a 2.5, 3 years time now. The things have been dynamic. One thing we have to remember that 50% of the capacity, which was to be tied up, out of that total 50% capacity, already the PPA has been signed, the BASPA has been signed, the Gujarat regulator has approved also the tariff. It is the another 50% of the capacity which was to be tied up was there with which was with NLDC, which went for tariff adoption. And we strongly feel that there are many precedences of such cases. It can be other way around also. If we recall what happened during those solar tariffs at Badla, famous 2 rupees tariff, that wherein the IPPs faced challenges because then the cost increase happened significantly. This time it is other way around. And it is an old project which is with the work which has started. So we are definitely going for making a representation which is supported by many such past cases which have happened. Because if any evolving technology, we have to remember that BESS has been evolving technology. Any evolving technology, the initial power times period which are there, the costs are high, buying cost is high, project cost is high. And then as and when the technology matures, more innovations take place and the cost starts coming down. That is exactly what is happening in this space. So it is not right to compare today's cost with 2.5, 3 years back, the assumptions on which the bidding took place. And also not only we, there were so many participants in that, as I told you, the PSUs and all, and they were not able to come to that level. So that clearly justifies. So we are making a representation for this, and we are confident that this definitely will be heard, and we expect a positive outcome on this.
Okay, all right, sir. Thanks a lot for joining in and filling us in with all the details with regard to this acquisition, how you see things panning out as well.